Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Trash Trades. It's me, VJ, and this is Luca here. And we're right now, me and Luca, we're in a boxing ring right now, and I'm in the corner. I'm in the corner with my coach Richie Aprile, and VJ is over there. He's with Shaquille O'Neal. You know, big and dark, sort of like him. Big chocolate-like moosey skin. Very nice. I'm not too intimidated right now by this boxing ring. He looks like a.
Let me ask you a question.
He looks tired already. I don't know what he's tired. Me and Richie
Yeah,
Aprile, we've
I
been
am tired.
training. You already know.
I
In the
am
boxing
tired.
ring.
I am tired already. Let me just have a question, just so we can paint this picture better for the fans. Okay, so you started off saying that I was Luca and that you were VJ, and then you kept it up. I thought it was a slip of the tongue, and then right at the end there, now you said you're yourself, and I'm.
Yeah, cause I
VJ
wanna
again. Which one
be
is
I
it?
wanna be the guy with Richie Aprile. I don't wanna be your Shaq. Fuck your fucking coach over there in that corner. I see him fucking looking at me. Fuck you, Shaq. Stop fucking looking at me and fucking licking his tongue. I got Richie Aprile behind me. I'm ready. I've trained up. Not you, VJ. Obviously, you're about to get boxed the fucking head off you. Yeah, you ready, VJ?
First of all, that was the most European yeah I've ever heard. This guy, he's about to vote for Biden, and
Yep.
he's really from Seattle, but this fucking fake ass fucking voice, this accent that he's got, he's just throwing you guys off. Because honestly, he's working on his wrist game. I get it.
Oh my
I
god.
get it. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Just like some of my other friends, but I'm not gonna block it. I'm like one of the old fucking like bulls. I'm around. Ladies hit me up. It's no biggie, okay? But this guy, he's fresh. He's in the game. He's sort of what Diddy would be looking
Oh my
for.
god.
So,
Not this motherfucker again. Get this P Diddy
hey,
guy,
bro,
guy
maybe we
out of
get
this
some more
episode.
clicks, man. Maybe we get some more clicks, man.
Who the fuck? That's a question for this shit before we started the episode. Who the fuck talks about fucking P Diddy? The fuck is that guy? Man, give me
The
$500.
federal
Fuck Jay
government,
Z.
the federal government talks about P Diddy since
Okay,
he's
you
been
know,
doing some
fuck this
stuff.
shit, man. Fuck,
Apparently, you know what I'm
fuck P
saying?
Diddy. All right,
Hey,
whoever fucking
everyone,
listens to P Diddy, fuck you. Yeah, get out of here.
I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with Biggie. I fuck with, he did the music thing was all right, but
What was it?
there's some fucked up shit going on. Yeah, I'll send you some shit. I'll send you some shit.
Anyway, fuck you, you Shaq. Fucking Shaq as your coach.
Whoa, Shaq.
You
Shaq's a
motherfucker.
G,
I got
man.
Richie
Relax.
Aprile over here. If fucking shit sparks up,
Dead
Richie
guy.
Aprile inside the
Dead
motherfucking
guy. Fuck
boxing
off.
ring. Whoever doesn't know about Richie Aprile, get the fuck out of this episode again. Richie Aprile from The Sopranos. If you don't know him, get out of here, man.
This guy found out.
If
about
not,
him
you gotta
fucking
Google.
3 months
Google
ago.
right now and then comment in the comment section. Yo, Richie
This
Aprile.
guy
He
found
will
out-
absolutely beat the ass out of Shaq right now.
This guy found out about Richie Aprile in 2024. Everyone, let's relax, okay? If you haven't heard about Richie Aprile, we'll give a free plug to The Sopranos, the greatest show of all time. Game of Thrones, you done fucked it up.
Fuck
We're
you,
going
Game of
way off
Thrones.
base. This show is about trading too, guys, but not right now. Fuck Game of Thrones.
Yeah, not for the
They
intro.
fucked it
Everything
up.
goes, man. Me and VJ are in the boxing ring. Sometimes we're in the bathtub. Sometimes we're in the bed. Sometimes we're in the fucking the attic fixing some pipes. Anyway, it's like it'll happen, man. We got a good fucking trade for you guys. Good educational episode, as you guys know.
Yes,
You
sir.
guys been here. You guys fucking sit through the shit with us. Sit through our losses. Sit through how we're learning from them. And yeah, we're aiming to be better traders, better fucking learners, and how we evolve at the end of the day. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting episode. Roll the intro.
Order filled.
Wow,
Very nice.
stop it right now. Richie Aprile gonna
Hell
beat
yeah.
your ass.
Whoa,
In here,
whoa.
Richie. Come on.
Goodness gracious.
Anyway, go for it,
All
Beach.
right. Hell yeah. So this is the highest time frame. It doesn't fuck up the trade somehow. But as you can see, this is a FOMC press conference. Candle here for our prominent fair value group. It's actually.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I can't draw it because it's going to draw the other ones. But there is a 4-hour fair value gap here, and the CE is about here. Tapped it. Since then, looks like we're going up. Sort of makes sense. This whole thing is probably in discount of this range too. The drawings are going to pop up here, so it's going to look crazy. Oh, of course I used the wrong thing. Beautiful. It's my first time, guys. Don't worry about it. The shocking amount of how often So it doesn't get to here necessarily, but it does get to this OTE right here, which is pretty strong right before, the FOMC announcement. It's also previous day low. So from here, yesterday, we, no, this is the 26th. We're recording this on the 28th of March. So 26th. So this is this week's trading. And as you can sort of see, we've been trading like absolute, just sort of in a range right here. You could say like, we established this, and this is a range, and so far we're in it. We haven't really exploded anything, but we are a little bullish, having closed and held over this 4-hour high right here. Is that clear, Luca? Yeah.
Yes, very clear.
And so I had a bullish thesis for the day.
I like it.
Yeah, this is coming into the thing. So let me go ahead and show the drawings clearer now. So I this hourly fair value gap, it looks like it tapped it. It did not. Missed it by 0.75. But so I was sort of wondering, thinking that we may come down again, until I realized that we hit the daily CE, or the 4-hour CE of it. There's a daily fair value gap as well, but the consequent encroachment, which is the 50% of the fair value gap, is actually a little bit under there. So it didn't bounce off of that. It bounced off of the 4-hour, the daily. This I don't want to go ahead because it'll show you what happened for the rest of the day. So I use standard deviations. I don't know if we've gone over this much to sort of measure the moves. You usually want to do them on the manipulation leg. You can also do them on the distribution leg. The manipulation leg means the sweep leg, where the sweep sort of happens and then you break structure towards the opposite way. So the fake move. That's where I prefer to do my measurements, but you can also do them on the distribution leg. Let me see if I can get a better one here. So this one is based on this manipulation. So if you see here, pre 9:30, this is all at midnight. So sort of important time. So I'll sort of grade sweeps with time a little bit. And you'll notice here we have a sweep. We don't take this out, but you got to sort of think about like low resistance liquidity and a buildup of stops. You don't always have to take this obvious low out. Many times when you're looking for a stop run, you're just like, oh, swing low, swing low. You got to take them and then go. But if you build a series of swing lows, there's one there. That one's on one. There's one here. People who are long from here, they might have to stop, so they started pulling here. Especially if we've already done a major sweep like here. You don't need all the way to go this low. And so many people will just be waiting for this, and then they miss the move, and it's just a classic sort of trick. So you also want to value this low resistance liquidity getting swept. Here's another swing. As you can see here, we sort of sweep all this stuff up as well to power this move. We start breaking structure here. I like to consider the candle bodies rather than wicks. So here we start closing over these. Right here, fair value gap. An order block. Sounds good. As I was saying before, I'm using these to sort of measure, and I'm looking like, okay, the 2.5, 2.5, and the 4. These areas are particularly important. They indicate like targets where a reversal could happen. In this area, a reversal or retracement happens between the 2 and 2.5. At the 4, almost always a reversal. If we just clean go through the 2, 2.5, displace over it, we're going to the 4 very likely. But many times, you could come into, this area and then retrace into like maybe an OTE, and then you can sort of proceed to take longs to the 4. It's very common. And so I won't just always trade to the 4 unless we're like all-time highs. It's also nice when they line up. You see how I did off of this leg right here, which was the manipulation to that 4-hour CE we were talking about, the fair value gap. I was thinking might make low of the short week, because this week is Good Friday. Only 4 trading days, very low news, and I think weekly open is somewhere around here. So I'm thinking we just make the weekly wick, and then we start distributing higher if we're going to have a clean week. If not, we're done. Maybe we'll get to previous day high. But I initiated a position here. I wasn't up over here. Honestly, this might have been worth trading earlier. As I get more advanced, maybe I'll trade off market to do this because my boy Naps, he doesn't give a shit about Killzone. He kills it. Um, so you see here, like there's an hourly fair value gap right here, and it aligns perfectly with it. So I'm like, okay, like we might actually go to the 2.5, 3.5. Like these are places where it can sort of go. So, and then like here's a previous day high, which we sort of took already at this point. But then there's previous week's high, and like we've been bullish for a while. Well, we've been chopping in an area, but in the on the larger time frames, we've been generally just going up for a while. We've been going up. Sure, it's been a much slower run than what was happening here from November, but we're still closing over high, right? Displacing through them like we did in the FOMC news conference. So the bias is still bullish until we start breaking and holding over a certain. So I'm not going to make it complicated. I know that it's fucking Monday and it's low news. Really, I shouldn't be trading, but here I go. I'm going to do it.
Here I am.
I have certain accounts, and honestly, I didn't trade any of my main accounts this week. So they were the accounts that I got from TOPSTEP super cheap. We're gonna have an affiliate link here, probably by this episode when it comes out for sure. So
Link in bio and trade some
yeah,
motherfucking
link in
futures.
bio.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
I sort
And
of like
so
this setup. I could see that hourly fair value gap, more of a sweep, maybe sort of a buy model type of situation into
yes,
this
yes.
hourly fair value gap. I don't see a problem with it. I sort of see the problem with the news, which you said at the start. I was like, trade in these environments, but I mean, yeah, we kind of have to see the price.
Right, and there's this nice high right here. So I'm really just aiming for this guy.
Yeah, okay,
Okay, it's
interesting.
framed on this thing. It's here. It's matched with the 2.5, and so I'm just like, all right, let's see what we do, And so here I notice we have made a pretty prominent hourly fair value gap that has not been touched,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in the OTE area. And if I take the sweep of the London high towards the manipulation low, it sort of matches in the 2.5 reversal retracement area,
Interesting.
which I can use and pair this up, especially with the untouched London low above the hourly fair value gap to frame along. Hot, right? Starting to look sexy. We're starting to look real sexy. So, this is much of the reason on why I was longs. It's actually pretty well thought out, to be honest. There is a key little issue, couple little issues. Well, key one singular issue, and then another issue which I think is related to that first issue. So I was woke up sort of late. I think around like 9, so I'm probably charting around this time. I'm seeing all this action. I wanted to trade up to here from like down here or some shit if I could like got in, but there's no real thing happening. But then I see this retracement. Boom. Okay, bullish bias may start coming in. So off the hourly, I'm going to be looking for a 5-minute market maker model to come back to here. Just thinking this is a higher time frame retrace, and then we'll look for a lower time frame buy model to get in sync with the move. And so as you see here, another resweep. This is 910. I like it. TE of the 1 hour fair value gap is there. Another one hits the 2. I think we're in business, guys, at this point. Algorithm is almost exceptional. And look at the instant reaction. 618 has been engaged. We have made a low and then another low above PD array of some importance. One that will sort of cause under London low, under the CE of this hourly and OTE. Looks sexy as shit. We're going to look for displacement. 5-minute fair value gap has been inverted. That is the first PD array to go down onto this. Another sweep, and can't
This
say that's not
market open.
displacement.
This market open, right?
It's market open, and it does
Okay,
this.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, now we clearly have a breaker structure here, right? Likely we're going to leave a fair value gap or something, but this is an inverse fair value gap right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could draw this out or some shit. I don't think I use it, but more importantly, here is a breaker. You could take the bodies. Often I will just take this whole area because on a shorter time frame, smaller time frame, there's more. You know, it's like the highest point in the before the sweep. So I'll sort of look at it like that. So let's see here. Just 5. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't pop up first. Okay. So here I have a breaker. I'm gonna delete this guy. But as you can see, we have an inverted fair value gap. This whole area is sort of where I'm looking to enter. I'm pretty convinced that we're gonna go test these highs. As you can see, I put my tool up to here, but really I'm willing to aim to even to this high, 50 points, or really to here, ideally, at 875.
Okay.
So, and already that's a 3 to 4 RR. All of my stuff has sort of aligned, so I'm okay with this risk and taking it. To be honest, I don't know if I could call this a super trash trade, except for the detail, and it's pretty much it's a quite a good sign.
Was that
Like how
candle
I
the
do it.
entry?
It was
CE.
either this one or the next one. Yeah, it was this one
Okay.
because here I think it dug into this inverse, and when I saw it and it started to do this thing, I just bought it. So somewhere around here. It's not exactly accurate because top step X. So
Can you move your
drawing.
position tool just into that one candle?
Yes, sir. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
Yeah, this honestly doesn't seem too bad. Like I can sort of see the displacement on market open. I know it's a little early for market
Yeah,
open, like literally the second candle. So
940. Yeah.
think I don't know. It's thing could
These are
be
5 minute candles, by the way. These are 5 minute candles, by the way. So
yeah.
it's
I'm very
940.
curious what we
But yeah.
did.
Okay. So I'm just chilling. Chilling.
Oof. Okay.
Chilling.
Green, no
Chilling.
profit, no nothing off the table.
So I usually scale some at 2, but because
Okay.
it was so early, I think I scaled some like right at here ish. So 1.6. And in order to avoid a loss, and I was taking this with minis, I put my stop at break even.
Okay.
So the trade wasn't a monetary loss. Okay, doesn't look too bad. It's okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So now it's like okay, so the rest didn't go. These maybe maybe we're just sweeping again to go get hit, and I'll play it out. Yeah, actually, quite wrong. Thinking, yeah. So, question is, what happened here? So, I found the reasoning for this trade, right? And it was compelling, and everything about it made sense. However, there's one major problem with it, which is what I really wanted to do was somehow be awake for this key characteristic right here. Previous day high was hit, which is a key PD array, which because of this sexy looking setup early, get done with Monday quickly, go work on me moving or whatever the fuck, right? I failed to give this a proper strength because if you see this, right? We take previous day high, we go
Mm-hmm.
again, we do actually hold above and make new highs. but they're not strong displacement highs, are they? These are more like order flows changing highs. And you see the lows get consistently disrespected. Right? It's choppy, but because of this type of thing is something that often, because I'd be looking at the overall structure, I'm like, yeah, I have to play longs. But when you hit a certain PD array, this is the one. It didn't need to come here. It didn't need necessarily this high. This is a time-based strong high, a previous day high from Monday. And all we did was we just took it, swept again, broke structure lightly, low risk entry, broke again. Okay, you have a shot here of this working. Once this fails, you have to short. Everything should be shorts because this is what's powering it. Time-based liquidity during a certain time. Took out London as well. Sure, this was a target, but then there's more targets below. This is just a deep retrace into OTE, into essentially, maybe there's definitely an order block there. Might even be, even an hourly order block. But you can sort of see, like, yeah, that's weak, right? Just on the 15-minute, all of a sudden, that's not. Why would I think that we're just going to keep blasting off?
Okay.
Right? See, the body's held under this 50 fair value gap. I just sort of fell in love with the 5-minute time frame alignment, and then didn't really check the other thing that, like, yo, you're longing in this against this. So my trim was good, but I should have been ready and more like, I mean, I was ready, but I should have just been more alert to this. And then I just disrespected this PD array that is like most of the time when you hit previous day low, it's going to retrace or done. Like many times, you know what I'm saying? It can, like, if it displaces, just continue as if it's not there. But most of the time, the market will take these strong liquidity points, and I'm over here thinking retrace from it. But with that much of a fair value gap holding, that means for 15 minutes, it did this and then didn't really bounce. This is more establishing another low. And it looks like a 3 drives pattern so that it can get up there. But sometimes you sweep liquidity to sweep, to rebalance a fair value and then just keep going. And then establish another low, not a powerful bounce. And so, I was done trading at that point. But that's sort of why it's a trash trade. Ignoring something for a very good-looking setup. The setup is sexy.
The
setup looked great,
I
but it's wrong.
I think honestly, like looking at sort of your overall bias, you were thinking up for the day. You had a price target. You were sort of looking to trade into that hourly fair value gap. So you looked at that sweep, that break of structure, etc. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad of a mistake you made. I think
Yeah, I agree.
you honestly see. Here's the thing, which I want to also mention, and something that you did right. For example, a lot of traders that just like to be super hyper obsessed with that price target and not, take any profits off the table before that price target. And I think you had a great entry, right? So you entered at the bottom of that candle in that 5-minute breaker, and you're looking to see that hourly, that big, whatever, however many points, 40, 50 point move upwards. And I think that
I don't know
something
why I
that
deleted that.
what was very important that you did, and I think was great, was you should take profits at the best entry for the opposite way. So if you guys sort of have been, watching the show and listening to sort of the way we trade, me and BJ, although we do look at other models, we primarily trade OTE sort of strategies. So in this case, this upwards move at market open was a OT leg into this the pre-market highs, right? If you draw a fib, it hit that maybe the 786 or the 618, and that's more of a I'm talking about the high to the low.
This one to this one?
No, high to low. The overall high, pre-market highs to this low for market open.
Oh, this one right here. Oh,
No,
this one.
high to low, not low to high.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
This way, this way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think honestly I don't see a big problem with this trade because what VJ did, which a lot of traders don't do, is he took profits off the table before that main price target. A lot of traders again like to really be hyper focused on that one price target. It's very beneficial for you to slowly scale out of your position bit by bit. So I think what VJ did is he secured his risk. He said, "Listen, I'm aiming for this price target, but I'm already in green. I'd hate to see this trade turn around on me, so I'm going to move that stop to break even, or I'm going to take a bit off the table, or whatever I'm going to do." And I think that's something he fundamentally did right with that movement up into the short bias OTE. And I think that, to be honest, these sort of trades, well, yes, technically they could be better, and you could have exited better or whatever it is. I think these are still some beneficial trades to look back on because you have to sort of understand that no matter what, you will not. You could have the perfect entry, or you could have a great strategy, great setup, great entry. Sometimes these trades they go against you, and like this example here on how VJ's trade, which was green, eventually stopped him out, was mainly because he doesn't really have overall control. It's not 100% likelihood that these entries is going to play out. So I think VJ did a fundamentally right thing by taking some off the table straight away. That's something that, in fact, I'm sort of trying to do now, is not being like hyper obsessed with those take profits.
I'll I'll say something. So that is true, and I do tend to pay the trader now a little bit earlier than I would used to, and it does save me sometimes on things like this. Um, However, I would try to always make sure your RR, your risk to reward, makes sense. As like if this was 1 to 1, I'll only do it if I'm like trading sort of oversized or it's a shitty play. And I'll only those are not good things to have. I'll only do them on these special accounts that I have that are $4 that I'm just not even going to trade them. But you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to trade them for the month. So either they hit or they don't. So I'll take the one out, and then I could trade like the one mini that's left
Yeah.
reasonably, even if it comes back on me. But that first one sort of has to come out early. So when I got to here and it was like 1.6 or something, right around the 1.5 to 2 level,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm going to trim almost no matter what it is, because if you take half of your position off at 2, even if your trade comes and the rest hits you out at your 1R, you're still green.
Yeah.
Even if you give it that full breathing room and you're just like, yeah, I'll just do the thing. So in a way, it's just like allowing the trade to be free, and then my other targets I'll just hold for.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have a thing in there, and like my risk is sort of taken care of without being here. At 1.6, I don't think it's quite the case, or you don't go, you go a little bit above 0, which I would have been willing to do as well. However, it being the Monday and I was trading the higher size for the first time in a while, I was just like, you know what, let's just take a. Oh no, it was a Tuesday, so my Monday I was red. So on this one, I was like, you know what? I could take literally with just one mini erase half of my losses from yesterday. That's why I put the stop to break even, so that at least half of the losses from yesterday went away. And then, it ended up being a good idea because I was just wrong. And that happens in trading. So, yeah, that's one reason why I do a little bit monetary take profit, or monetary, mechanical take profit. Main reason is because when I went and like went back on my trades, I would notice I would hit several R, at least 2 R or 1.5 R. Many of my losers where I would just take the full loss, and I was like, that doesn't actually make sense because I could just trade it for free if I took half or a little bit more than half off. So if let's say I have 5 micros and it goes to 2R and I take 3 of them off, I still have things to hold. And if they come all the way back, it's okay. I'm actually up. One of my positions would hit 2R, and the other ones would hit 1 with half of my position. That's okay. I could try again if I want, or just be done with it if I'm sick, or whatever the reason.
Hmm.
So, paying the trader, especially as we learn, I think is very important. You see people, diamond handsing and holding, but then, sort of going back, like, I think you should hold for real targets, hold for the OTE of the move, like Luca was saying, hold for a certain RR, hold for a PD array or a confluence of these things, and take a profit. Because, I could have just took it here, or I could have just, just like panic sold it here, or like whatever thing until I got to a place where I was like, 30 points. Um, so you don't want to just like, I see some green, just sell, because it's very easy to get into that mindset. When I was first sort of messing with this and being like, I should take mechanical monetary take profits, I all of a sudden would just see some and be like, I should take some, and then you run out of bullets. That's not what it is. You want to take strategic take profits that allow you to trade more, and then if you're correct, allow you to be very green still, and to take a lot of poison from the move and still have a thing. Like if I'm taking 5 micros and I trim 3, those 2 can go 300 points, and it's going to make a good amount of money. And it's no risk to me, or low risk. So
Yeah. Yeah. I I honestly, looking back and trying to see this trade, I don't see a big problem. I don't think you like rushed in too much. I think you did wait for that entry in the breaker block. I don't see the big issue and the big trashy part of the trade. I just think that this is a great representation of a good, well set up trade, and it just happens to not go well. And I think
yeah,
another lesson I think is mainly that you don't know and you can't control whether or not the trade is absolutely going to go well. Nobody has a 100% model, 100% strategy. Everybody sort of just tries their best to get the best entry, and then they try to secure themselves in the sense of risk management or whatever. And I think this is a great example of how to do that, because although that this was one of VJ's, 40% of the time where his strategy loses, he made sure to take some profit off the table and not wait for that massive take profit. And that massive take profit is one of the biggest mistakes for a lot of traders, and that's myself included. Sometimes I just want to diamond hands my position, and I just want to fucking hold there for however long, 15, 20, an hour, just waiting for that massive take profit. And it's really important that you're not 100% certain, you don't have a 100% win rate, take some off the table. And I think this is a great representation of he took some off the table almost straight away before the trade actually reversed on him. And he wasn't too stubborn. He wasn't, gonna, I'm gonna hold for this, it's definitely gonna hit or whatever. And I think that's something that is very beneficial, is to slowly scale out of positions. And honestly, as much of this is not a big loser, like this is not a big mistake, I think it was a great representation of what to do in those trades, which only which is the 30% of the time, or the 40% of the time of your strategy of when it does not go well.
so let me. I don't even know my win rate, so but I think it's more than 60, by the way. But I'm gonna just tell you this. So this is why it's bad. Okay, you're right, but see, when I get stuff wrong, if I'm doing it right, I'll still get money. Okay. The reason why this one sort of sucks is because here we hit the 2.5. We swept the London highs and previous day high,
Mm-hmm.
which matched it. So if I was here before, I would have been looking to short. But because I saw a shiny object like a barracuda, I took this rather than really considering and looking and being like, maybe off of this 15-minute order block here, where, I mean, it's not really an order block, but it sort of is. Or maybe we'll just say this is the order block right. We'll just say it's this guy. Why am I not doing this? That's what I mean. That is not a bad play. But what I should have been doing was recognize that this order block was here, right? Oh, Jesus. Just leave it. Recognize that this order block was here. See that it was an OTE after we broke the structure after the sweep, which is a major thing. And then you see how quickly this was delivered?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got 30 points right there. This is an instant 53. Now we're at the 2.5, 62 points. Little retrace is likely. Retrace into fair value gap. Fair value gap holds. Just go take a nap. You know what I'm saying? As we see before, by the end of the day, it dumps. That's what I mean. I was never in any risk of a break even stop or anything. 5.5 R, not 1.6, because I was blinded because I saw a nice setup rather than what's actually sort of happening, which is an even better setup occurring against me. You feel me?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
you're right. I can scalp it, but this is against the trend. This is sort of what I tell you, some other times where it's like, this is against the trend and it worked. But if you got this, it's more and easier.
Okay.
Right? I had to exit here. I had to push the stop up. Or I just enter here and trim at 2.5 and 4. Don't even need to push the stop up, or you can. Doesn't really matter.
I understand.
Because the order flows in your way. Your sweep has already occurred. Break a structure, retrace, expansion, retrace. Could come back here and sweep, but if your stop is still there, should not hit this long-term, high. This smart money reversal, really. That's what this is. See it now. Much easier, right? Literally death. Could have held for longer, even if you had the capacity to. That's just the next hour. So that's sort of what I mean. Just was wrong, and then often when you're wrong, especially but you make money, you sort of do this sweet setup thing, which I've done many times, and this is one of my. It's a fantastic type of loser to have because you stay green, but it's so annoying when you're like, oh man, I could have just got 62 on the first go and then like 100 here. Whatever. 608 to 478, yeah. It's 120 points, 130 points. So
Yeah.
that's all. That's sort of what I mean. Because there's better plays if you can align yourself correctly.
Yeah.
That's when you can get like quick.
Yeah. But I think it was still like, even though there's not a lot of things wrong, I still think there was some lessons to be learned. It was sort of like a sort of an in between trade of you acted well and then like there was a whole other bigger picture or whatever. But yeah, I think it was a good episode. I think we ran through a lot of things.
Awesome. Well, I know in the end we were trying to decide whether the trade was good or not, and sort of went back and forth. But I did think that the trade was somewhat educational. Each sort of shows like how even if you're green, like there's always improvements that you can make, and it's really good to like journal and keep track of your trades and review them sometimes. And as you get better, you can keep going. Me and Luca, we have the show that hopefully you guys enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
where it's a little bit of our video journal, which I think is like intensely valuable for us. And hopefully, you guys find it valuable. And let us know, man. Follow our bullshit. Fucking subscribe, like, fucking send us, a few $1,000,000, man. We'll fucking disappear with it, but at least you'll know, you changed some Twink's lives, man. Twink and a bear. So
There you go.
we're we're out of here. I think that was a good episode. What do you think?
Absolutely, yeah. And
All right.
click the link in the bio. Trade some
Oh
futures.
yeah.
Subscribe, like, comment, socials, lots of the reels, lots of the DMs us for the Discord, lots of everything. Anyway, check it out, man. Trade some futures, you motherfuckers. Click the link, you
Oh yeah.
fuckers.
Love you fuckers.
I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, bye
All
bye.
right. All right. Bye.